Hi, this is Suzanne again from EFT-scripts.com, and I'm working on my weight again. I've had a break. I've had lots of things happening. Basically, I got ill. I broke my foot. I broke my foot again. I sprained my ankle. As so much stuff happened, my other half became extremely ill. I had to look after my other half. And now I'm back. So I'm really scared to be back. I have my motivation sheet to fill in, which I haven't forgotten about. And the reason why I want to tap today is because I have slacked on the motivation sheet. And I reached the weight that I wanted to reach. I reached the size that I wanted to reach. But then I thought, I'm emotionally happy being this size. But physically, I don't feel very comfortable. And so I would like to go back to the way I was before I put on the weight, before I got ill and put on all this weight. So I keep having to do my hair when I look at myself in the mirror. And I think, oh, it's not quite right and all that. So you might see that. So you know that this is a real video, okay? This is not a pretend video. This is not a polished thing that's supposed to be perfect. This is for real, okay? So as I think about the possibility of filling in my motivation sheet, one thing comes up for me, and that is space. I have it now in a small diary, and I find that really difficult because I don't really see it. I don't really notice it. It doesn't mean much to me. I used to have it on a nice A4 thing, and I used to use that A4 thing on a regular basis, and I would like to go back to that, but I have a new bag, and the new bag doesn't take the A4 thing. I didn't even have to do any tapping. I'm going to buy an A5 workbook. Yes. I'm going to buy an A5. I have an A5 workbook. I have it at home. A customer bought it for me. It was a lovely present. I never had a really good use for it. And it has wonderful quotes on it. And if you're listening, you know who you are, and thank you so much. Yes, I have an A5 workbook where I can put my motivation sheet, and that can help me to be motivated and stay on track. How wonderful is that? How absolutely amazing and wonderful is that? I can stick to that. It's small enough to fit into my new small bag. Isn't that great? And I'm going to do it as soon as I get home tonight, because it's not here with me here in the office. At least I don't think it is. Let me have a look. Let me just have a quick look. I'm going to disappear. I'm going to have a look. No, it's not here in the office. It's at home. I can imagine it on the shelf where it is at home. It's at home. My new motivation sheet. It's at home. I can take it with me. I have a motivation sheet. I feel wonderful. Okay. I hope this has inspired you. Now, what does a motivation sheet look like? Do I have one? I'll show you. Disappearing again. This is one that I couldn't stick to because it was an A4. The problem is in my new bag, in my new bag, A4 just doesn't fit. And this is what it looked like. I did stick to it very rigidly because at the time I had a different bag, but then I changed bags and I couldn't do it. And on it there are certain items. The date, how many classes at the gym I've done, that's what gets me. A yoga class, a stretch class, a weights class, a pump class, something like that. A spin class, everything counts. And this is something that I found out that I borrowed this from people who are anorexic or bulimic. They're experts in weight loss, and they go on the treadmill or on elliptical train or whatever, and they do 400 calories. Well, that's one of them. Okay? There's nothing wrong of borrowing something that works from someone who knows how to do it, as long as we don't abuse it in the way that they abuse it, okay? And if you used to have an eating disorder, please don't take this the wrong way. I'm with you all the way, and I don't consider my emotional overeating very far from an eating disorder, despite the fact that no, it's not life or death, and I am eternally grateful, and I'm very blessed with that. And this last column is eating. Every one of us has a number of calories that would keep us at an even keel. Now, we could do things like eat like the Tim Noakes diet, for example, or the Atkins diet, where we can eat as much as we like, any amount, as long as it's just protein and fat. We're not going to put on weight, because it's only carbohydrate that makes you put on weight or keep weight. But for a lot of people, especially with different body types, they do need carbs in their diet. I'm one of them. Take me off carbs, I go crazy. There isn't even a period where I can adjust. No, I need some carbs in my diet. And so, but I'm lucky. I mean, I can have about 3,000, 5,000 calories and not put on weight. I've got a hugely fast metabolism, which is fantastic. So I'm really lucky. Not everybody else is this lucky. But when I'm doing something sedentary, like book editing, I'm sitting there on a computer, hardly moving for about 12 hours at a time. And then I can't eat 3,000 calories. I'm lucky if I get away with 2,000 calories just to keep my weight, because I'm just sitting there editing a book. And so most of us who have a sedentary job are more like that. So have a look at charts to see how many calories you need to maintain your weight. And that's all I do. And this is what it is in there. This is eating as much as I need to maintain my weight or lose weight. So I can stick to that, go a little bit above it or a little bit under it. If I go above it, I put a cross. If I go under it, I put a tick. If I eat it, I go neutral. This is for me. This is what works for me. The 400 formula, which means if I happen to be at the gym and I did 400 calories on the cardio machines, not only has it done my lungs a lot of good, because my lungs are the reason why I got ill in the first place, which is why I put on weight in the first place, blah, 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 blah. Those of you who know me know the story. So that's why I put that in there, because it's very beneficial for my health as well, for my lung health, to actually do cardio work. And so if I've done 400 calories on the cardio, it goes in as a tick. As you can see here, loads of them just aren't ticked. That's okay, it doesn't matter. And this is number of classes that I've done at the gym. Some people like a personal trainer, so they might put that instead. Whatever works for you. Some people walk the dog every day, so for every day that you've walked the dog for a whole hour, then you can put a tick. If you've walked the dog for 10 minutes, come on people, don't kid me, don't kid the kidder. A 10-minute dog walk does not count on this sheet. Don't even think about it, okay? A 1-hour dog walk counts on this sheet. Maybe even 45 minutes, but 10 minutes, And the date. And then I can look. You can see these notes here on the side. These are things that happened to me. And I looked at the dates that I did not so well, and I thought, what happened in those dates? That happened. Let's tap on it. Let's get it out of my system, because as long as it's in my energy system, it's going to trigger me again at some future point, and I don't want that to happen. Okay? So there we are. So now, I've got a new motivation sheet. It's not as big as this huge thing. It's half its size. It looks beautiful. It's been given to me by a client who is very dear to my heart. Thank you very much. You know who you are. Your name begins with an S. Yes, big thank you to you. I am going to use it. I've used half of it for other things, but I've still got half the notebook, and it can be a wonderful motivation sheet for me to carry around in my smaller bag. Okay, so guys, girls, motivation sheets, brilliant way to do it. And please, no 10-minute walking the dog. Don't use that as your daily exercise. Don't kid the kidder, okay? You could kid yourself, you can't kid the kidder. I've heard all the excuses. I've invented most of them, okay? So don't try it. An hour's walk will do, okay? All right then. So, write in. Let me know what you think. If you're looking at YouTube, or if you're not, look at it at YouTube. You will see in the description there's a link to my website. You go there, you go to the contact page, click on the contact page and write me your comments. I would love to see your comments. Write me comments. What kind of video would you like to see in the future? That would be fantastic. Okay then, have a great day or evening, whatever you're doing. Until next time, goodbye.